Hello and welcome back to Live from Paris. It's time now for business news, and for that I'm joined by William Edwards. Good morning.
Hi, Lorna.
So we're going to start off with the markets. What are they serving up for us?
Well, let's take a look at what's going on in Asia at the moment, and pretty positive across the board there actually, particularly due to technology and telecom stocks. If we take a look at the Nikkei, we can see that is firmly up now, 2.28%, helped in particular by mobile carriers including Docomo, SoftBank, both announcing positive results there, and Yahoo Japan, I should mention, is up 16% on improved advertising revenues. It was a bit of a different story on the US markets in the previous session, with the Nasdaq not quite making it into positive territory there. But at the other US markets, you can see the Dow Jones there was firmly up, and that touched its highest level since 2007, spurred by oil prices, which are at 4-month highs.
We're going to move on now to technology, because one of the big stories of the day is Blackberry. After their falling market share and the problems they've had recently, today is their last chance to do something about all of that.
Well, it might be their last chance, analysts are saying, because they have fallen so far behind. Let's take a look at some of the problems that Blackberry have been having. Their market share just a couple of years ago was around 20% of the smartphone market, now dwindling to around 5%. And, well, they are launching a few new products today, but they've fallen so far behind Android and, of course, Apple systems, which have now taken 90% of the market.
So what can we expect then today? What are they going to be saying?
Well, 2 new handsets are coming out. They've been widely previewed. One of them is going to be a touchscreen device, much like the iPhone and many other smartphones at the moment. The other is going to still include the famous Blackberry keyboard, as well as a touchscreen, a smaller touchscreen, of course. But it's more the software, perhaps, that could lure back developers and, of course, customers. Very much still geared towards the corporate market. The idea being that there will be 2 separate elements of the operating system, one which can be controlled with just business information, and corporate clients can keep their work emails separate from things like apps and games and movies that personal users want to have on their phones, but they do want to keep them, companies want to keep the corporate data secure and safe.
We will see what they make of that when it is released later on. And it is a busy day for tech firms as well, because Microsoft has launched a new subscription version of its Office software for consumers. Office 365 will allow users to access and edit documents anywhere for a fee of €99 or dollars per year. Microsoft is hoping that new software will help it better compete with free products from its rival Google.
Meanwhile, Google's subsidiary YouTube is said to be planning to charge for some video channels. Reports claim YouTube is in talks with content providers about a subscription service that would see users pay up to $5 per month for each channel. If confirmed, the move would put YouTube in competition with streaming services like Netflix.
And Amazon has announced its 4th quarter results. While sales and earnings both came in below expectations, the company's share price jumped 10% in after-hours trading. That's because the results showed an improved profit margin, boosting hopes that the company will see stronger results in the future.
Well, next we're going to catch up with the saga of the Monte dei Paschi Bank. The world's oldest lender needs a €3.9 billion bailout from the Italian government after errors which critics say are linked to murky political dealings. Italy's finance minister has been defending the government's handling of the affair. Let's take a look.
Monte dei Paschi is the oldest bank in the world, but its future is uncertain. It's counting on a €3.9 billion package of state support, but taxpayers are angry. At the heart of the scandal, Monte dei Paschi's 2007 acquisition of its rival Antovineta for €9 billion, shrouded in allegations of corruption and bribery, and $720 million in losses that were covered up until last year that date back from 2006 to 2009. The Bank of Italy has been criticized for poor oversight, but on Tuesday, the finance minister defended the institution.
I think the Bank of Italy's supervision over the Monte dei Paschi Bank has been continuous, attentive, appropriate, and it has intensified over the years.
A day earlier, Mario Draghi, head of the European Central Bank, made an unscheduled flight to Milan to brief the finance minister. From 2006 to 2011, Draghi was governor of the Bank of Italy. The bank has close political ties to the left, a point center-right politicians have underlined. Monte dei Paschi is known in Italy as Daddy Monte for its huge influence. and authorities are investigating just how far that reach extends into the financial and political spheres, results that could have implications in next month's elections.
Okay, William. Well, we're going to stay in Europe now. William Hildebrand, I should say, was making that report there. Staying in Europe, Spain's regions are asking for more money from the government.
Yeah, 9 billion euros, in fact. Catalonia is asking for this cash. That comes on top of a 5 billion euro bailout they've already received last August. And, well, the irony here is that it comes just a month after leaders pledged to hold a referendum on independence. So critics, of course, saying that perhaps they're not so independent after all if they're relying on the central government for cash. Now, separatists do say that, actually, it's not their fault, this financial crisis. They blame the central government for these issues, and they say that, as such, it's not surprising that the central government are the ones who should have to pay up and help them out in this time of trouble. But with a referendum on the way, the crisis has actually pushed up support for independence, Catalonia being actually the most profitable, the largest of Spain's regions.
Okay, well, finally, a spacefaring entrepreneur could be just what Boeing needs to solve its Dreamliner nightmare. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, now, of course, you'll remember that Boeing's 787 Dreamliner new planes have been grounded worldwide over issues with their batteries, which have been known to catch on fire. Now, Elon Musk, one of the best-named men in the world, I'd imagine, he has offered to help Boeing sort out their problems. Now, he was involved with the founding of PayPal. That's how he made his name. And also he went on then to found Tesla cars. They are electric cars, of course, powered by batteries. So you'd think he might know a thing or two. He has since actually gone on to run SpaceX, which is the company which managed to supply a cargo shuttle to the International Space Station late last year as a private contractor for NASA. So altogether, he should know what he's talking about. No word yet from Boeing whether they've accepted his help. They do say they are taking help from inside and outside of the company.
Have to wait and see whether Elon Musk gets involved with Boeing. Thank you very much indeed, William, for that look at today's business stories. And the international weather still to come here on France 24. Then Aurore Dupuis will be back with all the latest headlines, so do stay tuned for that here on France 24.